Hey my beautiful Virgo peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your November 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope y'all are doing well. Without further ado, I do want to mention before we start, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description box below if you're interested, okay? Alright, though, Team Virgo, let's see what's going on with y'all coming on into November 2023. Hopefully, we're looking at some pretty fantastic stuff. What do we got showing up here for Team Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs throughout November 2023. Overall energy for you, we got here a 8 of Pentacles. You could be connecting here with an earth sign like a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For the current energy, 7 of Wands, what you're dealing with, High Priestess. And for the current outcome, we do have here the Hierophant showing up too. So do also want to note, we got here Pisces energy and we do have here Taurus energy coming into play as well. Now, starting out with the overall energy for you, Virgo, we do have here the 8 of Pentacles once again, which is the card that can represent being very hardworking, kind of having a great work ethic at this time, or working very hard for something. I do see here with the 7 of Wands, I feel like what you're working very hard to do is to restrict yourself or to limit yourself from someone or something at this time. This could be the energy of like restricting, maybe trying to like limit yourself from engaging in negative behavior, negative self-talk. This could be the energy of restricting yourself from being around a certain person or maybe a certain environment, right? Because you might start to acknowledge or notice that this environment isn't really good for me, or this behavior isn't good, or this person isn't great. So let me just make sure that I'm restricting myself from what could be hurting me more than helping me. So I do see that being apparent here thus far. You know, having a look at what you're dealing with though, you are dealing with the High Priestess. So High Priestess here could be your intuition. It definitely seems to be kind of like a message coming in here from your higher self. I think intuitively here, many of you are picking up on needing to limit or restrict yourself from someone or something specific this month. You know, looking at the outcome, we have here the Hierophant, not the Hermit, but Hierophant showing up here for you as a card here that can represent your devotion. It can represent your commitments. It could represent the status quo. So I feel here that you're recognizing if I need to be committed to anybody this month, it's going to be about needing to be committed to myself and to what is going to be my best approach and what's going to be working in my best favor. So I do think for many of you guys, you're getting that intuitive feeling here of like, I need to limit myself from someone or something at this time. Now let's have a look here and get on into it just a little bit. Let's take a look and see what's showing up in your challenge position for the month. In the challenge, we have here the Queen of Pentacles coming on out here for you. You know, Queen of Pents here as a challenge could represent getting yourself your needs, your wants, and your desires. So it might have felt very challenging to take care of yourself and to take care of your needs with someone or something else in the picture. Let's get some detail here as to the situation Virgo was dealing with. Give me some insight to what Virgo was dealing with in reference to what they needed to restrict themselves from. We have here the Page of Pentacles, the Temperance, we have the 2 of Swords, the Tower here, and the 5 of Pentacles showing up as well. I'm hearing a situation that turned I can't speak. I was going to say a situation that turned tower, but a situation that turned sour is kind of what's coming to mind here for me, okay? You know, Page of Pents, Temperance, it started off really basic. You got to know somebody, then you got into something. It was really positive. Then you started having doubts about it. Then a tower moment struck, and now you're no longer in resonance with whatever this person is or whomever this person is or whatever the situation is. So you got involved in something. It was great first. Then it turned sour. That's initially the general gist of what's going on here. So could have been a relationship for some of you, you know? Could have got involved with somebody. Everything could have felt perfect. Then unfortunately it turned sour, not tower. You could have been dealing with a friend and it turned sour. You could have been dealing with a job. Same thing applying here, right? So despite what your specifics were, I think that the gist remains the same. Why the tower moment though? Like what happened here with this tower? Whoa, that was really fast with these cards that came out. We got here a Page of Wands, we got here an Ace of Swords, and we got here a 9 of Cups. Page of Wands can be a card that sometimes can represent immaturity. It also could be a card here that can represent having intentions that are more so self-fulfilling and not really too, especially with the 9 of Cups showing up here, like I'm picking up on like a lot of self-fulfilling energy. Ace of Swords is a card here that represents truth. So you might have started to see that somebody's intentions were what makes them happy, what pleases them. You could have been dealing with somebody who was like a little bit self-absorbed here, Virgo, or dealing with an environment that was self-absorbed, and you started to feel like maybe I'm being taken advantage of. because your needs weren't being met. If the challenge was the Queen of Pentacles, which is about your needs, your wants, your desires, and you feel like you were challenged in terms of being able to meet your own needs, then that means that somebody else here was getting all their needs met, but it wasn't reciprocated. So I do see that being kind of the big tower moment. By the way, the tower here, yes, it can represent like a disconnection, but it also could be about like a wake-up call or a massive realization. And I think that the wake-up call or massive realization you ended up receiving was that the environment or person you were dealing with was very focused on their own selves and not so much focused on reciprocating energies that you deserved as well. So I do want to make that a point here for sure. All right, let's go ahead and see where Virgo goes from here. You know, what can Virgo expect throughout the rest of their November 2023? Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, what can they expect throughout the rest here of November 2023? First card coming out for you is going to go ahead and be the Seven of Swords. The following card is going to be the Four of Pence. We have here the King of Cups, and we have here the Magician card coming out as well. So Seven of Swords here to the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely think you can expect to continue to kind of restrict and limit yourself from this person or this environment. I think you're going to keep that up for sure. Whatever turns sour, you're staying away from it. That's definitely showing up here. I see with the King of Cups, though, and the Magician card, you're trying your best, though, to show up in a positive energy still. I think you do feel a lot better not being involved in this situation, but at the same time, it's like, I want to go ahead and put on a good face. I want to go ahead and do my best to put on and put forth positive energy. I think that right now, the best thing I can do is just show up in a good and positive place and try to remain in that energy as much as possible. So I think that, of course, at the same time, this is about making sure your needs are now prioritized with the Queen of Pentacles. I think you can expect to start prioritizing yourself a lot more, but I also think here with the King of Cups showing up for you as well, this is the energy of making sure that if you know, you've taken care of other people's needs for so long, it's like, let me take care of mine, but let me also bring in a lot of love here as well and reciprocate that to myself. So it feels like you've given a lot of love, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears to some environment. It's like, it's time for me to give back to me. Now, besides all of this, is there anything else here that Virgo can expect throughout the rest of November 2023? Anything else that they can expect? We have here the Ace of Wands. We also have here the Page of Cups, and we have here the Hangman paired with the Justice card. I do want to mention Ace of Wands coming in here for you. Ready for a new beginning indeed, Team Virgo. I definitely do feel like you want a fresh start. So you want to put this entire situation behind you. You want to start fresh. I see here with the Page of Cups, like I mentioned to you already, you are coming forward in this month of November with a whole brand new attitude. It's a positive attitude for sure. And I do get the feeling here, though, with the Hangman showing up, you might, you know, kind of find yourself, you know, having a pause in November where you are starting off fresh, you're starting off with a very positive attitude, but then there comes a time where you kind of feel like it's hard to keep up that positive mentality or that positive attitude due to the nature of what you've been through. And I want you to know that if you find yourself falling in that energy where you feel a little stuck, it's incredibly okay and it's incredibly natural. I think that if you need to take the time here, guys, to process everything you went through with somebody who is pretty self-serving, make sure you're giving that attention to yourself when it comes towards feeling your emotions rather than pushing your emotions away. It's definitely okay with the Seven of Wands if you want to restrict yourself from being around someone or being around an environment that wasn't self-serving or positive towards you. You know, like I said, I think you dealt with a very self-serving environment, so there wasn't equal give and take showing up here. So if you want to completely separate yourself from that, that's totally fine, but don't try to brush off your emotions if any sort of emotions do come up at this time. You know, jumping into November, I feel like it's going to be a strong positive attitude, but maybe towards mid-November, you might start feeling some type of way. The feelings of what you went through may come up, so give yourself the time to process that, okay? That'll help you balance out the scales here with the Justice card, and at the end of the day, that'll help you balance out everything here entirely. So definitely something to note for sure. Now, that is what I have here for your main situation. Let's get on into the rest of the read here for the month. I'm going to start out with your career. So we'll go career, your love life, your personal life. So let's have a look here at that. Now, hopping into career for Virgo, what's showing up here at this time? What do we got here for Virgo's career for November 2023? What's coming on up here for Virgo? First card is going to be the Page of Swords. Following here is going to be the Two of Pentacles. And then lastly for career, we have a Ten of Cups showing up here for you as well. I think for some of you, if you have felt like you have been a little bit detached from the career that you're in, it's going to end up changing. I think that you're going to get more engaged is what I'm hearing. So let's say, for example, if you own your own business, personal things that have been going on, maybe this situation that's happened could have made you feel pretty distracted in your career. But I think that you're going to start here to feel more re-engaged in what it is you do. So whether or not you own your own business, whether or not, you picked a career that you're happy with, but you've just felt detached from it for a while, I think many of you here are getting re-engaged in it, especially after this situation, because it's like, you know what? I need something to put a lot of focus into and put a lot of my attention into. So I do think for many of you, it's like you're reconnecting with your career. You're going hard in your career. You're making money moves and you're really focusing on work. So I think work's going to be great as well, because it's just going to keep you occupied, busy, and sometimes busy is good, right? So I do think that a lot of you here are really going to focus on work this month and bang things out and focus on your money and your finances. And I feel like it's going to be a positive experience for you. I do want to mention here too, if things have been relatively weird within your workspace, like with a coworker, there could be things being resolved there as well. So Virgo, if you've had any sort of weird feelings or weird interactions with a coworker, you might be resolving that here this month too, and getting on a positive page and on a positive note with them as well. But yeah, 10 of Cups, that's the energy of usually feeling right at home. I'm laughing because this cat... I've never noticed it before. It looks exactly like my cat. So it's very, very funny. And he does the same thing where he sticks the paw off the couch. So very, very cute. Very, very funny. Anyways, I got to show that to my partner. She's going to laugh her ass off. But anyways, yeah. So it's like you feel at home in your workplace. And I think that in a way, some of you may be just completely putting in more time and more hours into work to just kind of keep yourself preoccupied. So you could be seeing that show up here a lot coming into your month, but I think work looks good. Money definitely looks fine. No complaints there. 2 of Pentacles here says that money could be fluctuating. So if you especially work in sales, you could have had for the previous months, maybe not the best sales, but you might now start to see, due to the sales increasing, you're getting your money increased here as well. So especially for any Virgo peeps that work in sales, you might be getting monster sales happening here this month, and that's going to be boosting up that income, which is quite lovely, okay? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's get on into love. Let's look at single Virgos first. What do we got here for the single Virgo peeps coming up here in November 2023? What's in store for them? First card out is going to be the Knight of Wands. Following card here is going to be the 3 of Pentacles. And lastly, we got a Knight of Cups showing up here for the single Virgos. Y'all may be single, but y'all may be not so single coming in towards November 2023. Knight of Wands here. You've been very, very interested with somebody. It definitely feels like there's been teasing, there's been banter, there's been like a fun flirtatious vibe showing up between you and somebody for quite some time. So you've really been connected with somebody quite well. I feel like it's a very lighthearted type of connection, but you notice we work pretty well together here with the 3 of Pentacles. For single Virgos, you're dealing with someone here where you don't have to feel like it's heavy ever. It doesn't ever feel heavy. It doesn't ever feel overly emotional. It feels like it's lighthearted and fun. And it feels in a way almost like it should feel between you and your person. And I definitely think that romance is sparking between you and somebody. So if you started to connect with someone, Virgo, you started getting on with them, getting to know them, I think things are definitely developing. You and this person kind of just work very well. You have this lighthearted nature to each other, this flirtatious nature to each other, but it is turning quite romantic. And I do feel here with the Knight of Cups, this can be about elevating that relationship, moving maybe into something more exclusive and inevitably moving into a commitment, right? So I think that if you are connected with somebody here and you're a single Virgo, you're probably going to start getting more and more exclusive with this person and start aiming towards the direction of a romantic relationship. But it feels fun. It feels well. If you are enjoying this person and the company you share with them, and if you do feel like you're working well and resonating with this, I say for the single Virgos, you got the green light to keep on pursuing this connection. I think it can definitely work out and turn into something quite wonderful. So that's nice, man. I like that. For the coupled Virgos, let's see what's going on with you. What do we got showing up here for Virgo couples coming into November 2023? First card out is going to be the 9 of Wands. The next card here is going to be the 10 of Swords. And then lastly, we have here the 8 of Swords paired with the Death card showing up as well. So for coupled Virgos, you know, I'm not saying I don't want anybody that's in a relationship watching here to freak out thinking a breakup's going to happen, because the thing is if you're comfortable in your relationship and there hasn't been any sort of signs, chances are this isn't your story. But if you're a Virgo and you've kind of felt for a while that things weren't headed in the right direction, there can potentially be a breakup happening here for coupled Virgos moving into this month. You know, I do see here with the 9 of Wands to the 10 of Swords, what might kind of of prompt the ending is all the things that were never talked about. So this is the energy of bottled up feelings and emotions and situations that were swept under the rug. You know, when you keep on sweeping a lot of dirt or a lot of problems underneath the rug, it's like inevitably that rug is going to get so dirty that when there's a mountain of dirt, it feels impossible to clean up. And that's kind of the scenario that I think some of you may be in for the couples. You know, if you haven't spoke about what needed to be worked on, what needed to be healed, what needed to be communicated about, and it was like every problem just kept on getting, you know, stored within more and more and not talked about and swept under the carpet, you know, I think that that might be exactly what ends up prompting the ending, if you will. You know, Eight of Swords showing up here, Death showing up here. I think for coupled Virgos, you might kind of think to yourself this month in November, was there anything I could have done better? Was there anything I could have done to fix the relationship, to make it more positive? But I think that despite being in that energy of what you could have done versus what's actually happened, with the Death card showing up here for you, I feel like you are going to be embracing this ending head on. So for coupled Virgos, you're going to embrace the ending, I feel. I think you're going to recognize that it's time. You've kind of saw it coming maybe for a while. I don't think that if you're in a relationship, Virgo, I don't think this would be a surprise for any Virgo if this ends up happening. I think that you've kind of felt it coming for quite some time. I think that it's just been hard to communicate whatever problems have been going on between you and your person, and not having that line of communication open is what I do feel is what prompts this ending. So unfortunately, and I'm sorry for any of the Virgos this ends up resonating to, but I do see here once again that despite taking the time to think about everything, you're going to end up feeling like it's the right choice that this happened. And with the Death card showing up, you are going to embrace this ending so that you can be hopeful and, you know, allow yourself to be immersed here into a brand new beginning with someone new in your love life. So I do see you guys accepting this for what it is. Okay. All right, though, guys, moving on forward, man. Let's go ahead and see. We're going to jump on into you on a little bit more of a personal level, Virgo. So let's see what's going on here for you guys personally. Coming into the month of November 2023, what do we got here for Virgo at this time? First card out is going to be the Empress. The next card here is actually going to be the Star card. I like that. And let's get one more card, the Ace of Cups showing up for you too. Really, really cool. So looking at what's happening here personally, definitely a transformation, no doubt about it. You got here the Empress card, massive card of growth, massive card of self-love. And it's also the card here of nurturing. I mentioned to you guys in your main situation that you noticed you needed to back off from a scenario because you were giving and giving and giving, and they were taking and taking and taking, and you felt like you had nothing left to give back to yourself. Well, Empress card here is all about nurturing, and what are you going to be nurturing this month? You're going to be nurturing yourself, your needs, your wants, and your desires. So a lot of self-nurturing coming into play. I see here with the Star card, a lot of rejuvenation coming into play as well. You know, the Star card could represent alignment, it could represent fate, but it also could represent refilling your cup, refilling the well. Same with the Ace of Cups, right? It's about filling up your own cup first. So I think that this month is going to bring in a great sense of rejuvenation, especially when you have felt incredibly drained. If you've given your energy over and over and over again to this person or this situation to the point where you've left yourself drained, it's like, I feel like I'm finally getting back to myself. I'm getting back to who I am. I'm, you know, refilling my own cup. I'm being rejuvenated. It feels really, really good. So on a personal note here for your month of November, I do think that for many of you, you're going to feel like you're getting back in touch with yourself again, especially through the prioritization of what you need. And you'll be filling up your own cup here, you know? There's that old saying, but it's incredibly true. It's like you have to fill up your cup first if you want to fill the cups of others, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? All right, though, Virgs, let's go ahead and have a look here at the outcome for you. All right, so what's going to be the overall outcome here for Virgos coming into the month of November 2023? And what do we got? We got here the Four of Cups incoming. So Four of Cups here says, it's time for me to shift my focus, right? Where your attention goes is where energy flows. So you've had your attention and your focus here on this. I definitely see many of you releasing this, and you've had your attention and focus on other people, but at the end of the day, the energy hasn't come back. So I feel like what you're doing here now is recognizing, if I can focus the attention onto myself, I can now therefore flow the energy to me in which I desire to receive. So that means, Virgo, if you're giving yourself love, love is what you'll receive back. If you're giving yourself health, health is what you'll receive back. The more you start putting out the intention, and the more you start giving yourself the positive attention that you deserve, the more that you're going to end up reciprocating that energy back. So I feel here very strongly, you are shifting your focus to now put yourself into basically anywhere, putting yourself into places where you can attract the positive energies that you desire, and that you can let go of the negative energies that you don't want to be around or associate with at this time. So you are shifting your focus, and I love that a lot for you. I definitely think you're going to feel the transformative vibe here coming on up into November 2023. Seriously, this is a really good reading, guys, and I love it for you. All right. So Virgo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, guys, your November 2023 tarot reading. Of course, if you did, drop a like. Let me know down in the comments down below. If you're new here, definitely do consider subscribing. I'd be more than happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. Of course, if you want a personal reading, first link in the description below. But have a great day, Virgo. Have a great rest of your month, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.